Eugene Wamalwa and Governor Wycliffe Oparanya for what he has termed of neglect during his most dire time. He has vowed to withdraw his support to the duo in their bid to lead the Mulembe people. Malala was speaking in his Kakamega residence after he was released from Mumias police station where he spent the night. Take a look.
Sasa hivi nimefungiwa accounts, nimefriziwa, hakuna ambaye amenipigia. Leo nimefungwa tangu Sunday, Kenya nzima, hata yule mtoto ambaye ako kule Kwale anajua Malala alikuwa kwa sel. Nimepokea simu kutoka kila mahali kona hii ya Kenya, lakini sijapokea simu ya wasemaji wa Waluya. So mimi nataka kuchukua fursa hii kuweka kitu inaitwa warning lights, na muisome vizuri kabisa, kwamba mkishindwa kufanya kazi yenu, sisi wenyewe tutasema, tutajiongelea, na tutapatia wananchi mwelekeo. Hatutarudi nyuma tena. So Bwana Oparanya na Bwana Eugene, I am disappointed. I feel very pained that mimi nimekuwa nikitembea hii Western nyanyinyi nikisema jina zenyu, lakini nyinyi mnaniacha kwa mataba. Alafu mnataka ati sasa kesho nikitoka sasa nikiwa vizuri tena nirudi niende niimbe Oparanya mambo niseme Eugene.
We cannot, as ANC, celebrate the problems of our own senator. Hata kama ana divergent yile mawazo tofauti ya kisiasa kando na yetu, he's one of us. He's a family member. Kwa hivyo mimi chenye naongea na senator ni kumuomba, Mudavadi ni baba yake. Na hata mimi, if senator is expelled kwa kiti chake, nitachukua. Sitachukua. It will not benefit me anything.
Now, away from that, Trans Nzoia County Youth League ANDA have come out to condemn the intimidation and arrest of Senators Dr. Christopher Langat of Bomet, Cleophas Malala of Kakamega, and Steve Lelegwe of Samburu. Boniface Baraza reports.
According to this youth, the act is a serious breach of democracy and amounts to dictatorship.
What we are seeing is actually we are being taken back to the dark days of Kanu regime. But as young people, we are going to tell our senator who has been standing for the rights of our people. We want to tell the former majority leader, Kipchumba Murkomen. We want to tell Senator Malala of Kakamega and other senators to continue championing for the rights of the people of Kenya. So we want to ask the president to come out clearly and unite this country, because we are approaching electioneering and we don't want to take this country back.
It's very sad today, and I realize that my Senate is not standing with other senators who are condemning this regime. This regime has taken us back to the dark days, and I want to congratulate all the senators who are against this new formula. One man, one formula is not the formula that we envision in this country. Less than 7 years ago, we had an M-Pesa pay bill to help Turkana. But since money was allocated to Turkana, we have never had another time to changia the people of Turkana.
They argue that the passing the formula that has flopped at the floor of the Senate for the 9th time is a threat to devolution, and measures to achieve equity are required.
Sisi tumechagua maseneta kupigania sisi. Ukiangalia nchi kama West Pokot, tunaangalia nchi ambaye ndio hiyo pesa imekuja West Pokot ili hiyo nchi iweze kuendelea, kama Mandera, kama Turkana. So ukifika mahali maseneta wanapopigania haki yao, alafu tunaangalia ambaye tunakuheshimu rais, unatumia mamlaka yako vibaya.
And I want to thank our senators who are against the bill, that they were doing it for the sake of the unity of the country.
Senate is yet to agree on the revenue sharing formula after 9 attempts. Boniface Barasa, TV47, Trans Nzoia County.
Thanks, Baraza, for that. Now, parents in Uasin Gishu have called on the government to put in place measures that will guarantee safety of learners and teachers at the community-based education program that kicked off in the county today. Now, this as the parents supported the initiative, saying it will go a long way in keeping students busy following closure of schools in March to curb the spread of COVID-19 disease in the country. Local leaders have urged education stakeholders and learners to embrace digital learning, saying the unpredictability of the COVID-19 pandemic could spell doom on a sooner reopening of schools.
Lord, the blood of Jesus shall cover this bus. You know the driver. Amen. Again, our Heavenly Father in this bus. This bus shall be used. Watoto wetu watabarikiwa. Mungu ikiwa kuna jambo lolote shetani amepanga.
It will assist them to learn some of the things, and also the learners will learn hygiene. Once they move, they are taught within those 4 hours. They are going to be taught on how to follow the protocol. Hand washing, wearing masks, all the hygiene, even washing the hands. So those are some of the things the learners are going to be taught. I want to really urge the parents. There are very many issues of early pregnancies. What I just want to tell them is that we expect all our girls back to school.
It's a good idea, but I want to ask the Ministry of Education to be on top of things so that at least that program works, so that every child is realized, every child is met, every child's needs is met.
I suggest our Honorable CS, Professor Magoha, my senior, are doing a great job. We don't know the future, nobody knows, but let us be prepared for the children community-based education. And also, tele-education, distant learning, through digital learning, we have to prepare. And Kenya is possible for us.
And residents of Makimari in Mbeere Sub-County, Embu County, have faulted Tana and Athi River development over what they termed as harassment and corruption at the expense of the locals. The locals faulted TADE for not helping residents living around Masinga Dam, and instead was trying to use force to evict residents without following the due process. The company has been at loggerheads with the community, with demos witnessed in Bundoni, where early this year a chief escaped death narrowly from residents who were accusing him of colluding with the water company to evict them.
Watu wa Makema ni wanadamu, ni wa Kenya. Come to us, tukusikize, tujue ni nini mnataka kufanya, tujue tutafanya kazi kwa pamoja kwa njia gani. Lakini muache vitisho dogodogo zetu ya kwamba mtaleta polisi ati watakuja kusukuma watu kwa nguvu. That one will never happen. It should never happen because sisi ni wa Kenya and we are not strangers in Kenya. Hiyo TRDA badala ya kutuletea maji kwanza tulime hata haya mashamba yako huku, ni kuja kufurusha watu wetu.
Tumekuja na hii barabara ya kufika Karaba. Karibu gari yangu ndogo ishindwa kutembea. Yet we have an MP who is in the government to represent us, doing nothing, sleeping na kwanza kupiga the administration.
And a section of MCAs in Kiambu County have thrown their weight behind Kiambu County Assembly Speaker Stephen Dishu at a time when another section has vowed to impeach the Speaker. The latter claims to have collected 70 signatures in their bid to impeach Dishu, a claim that was strongly refuted by the pro-Dishu counterparts. This as the MCAs supporting the Speaker accused other MCAs of trying to divide the Kiambu County Assembly.
Solidarity forever, solidarity forever to the people of Kiambu.
That would be like at the honor.
Hii mambo ya kutoa spika tunajua inatoka pande huo, ni yeye anaitana akijaribu kuambia MCA kadhaa wapatie pesa walete furugu katika Kiambu. Sasa Kiambu tunataka kufanya kazi ambayo tulichaguliwa tufanye.
Kwa hivyo leo tumesimama kusema hakuna mahali spika naenda. Tunasema sisi tunataka kufanyia wana Kiambu kazi, tumebakisha less than 2 years.
Makosa hata kama inaweza fanyika kidogo, watu wanakaa chini na wanaongea, wanajadiliana, wanaona ni mahali ni wapi kuna shida. Saa zingine tunakosa kuwa na maelewano. lakini watu wanakaa chini wanaongea. Si kila kitu watu wanatoana nje, wanaanza kutoana nguo, wanaanza kusema mambo yenye haiko.
Kwa sababu na kuambia zile signature ambao ulikuwa ama sahihi zilikuwa unaona zinaonyeshwa na mheshimiwa mmoja ni sahihi badia. Kwa sababu zile sahihi ambazo ni halisi ndio hizi 61 na waheshimiwa ambao tayari wameweka kidole hapa wako nyumba yangu.
And what one would term as good news, Jamia Mosque is reopening today after months of closure due to COVID-19. The management says precautionary measures have been taken to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Zainab Mohammed is at Jamia Mosque and now joins us live. Zainab, how is the reopening of the mosque taking shape?
Well, Linda, we are currently at the CBD where Jamia Mosque is situated. One of the biggest mosques in town, and currently in Nairobi, has been closed down for 5 months. And it's good news for the Muslim faithfuls who actually work in town and who always come here for prayers. So the mosque has been opened today. This is the first prayer that is being prayed here at 1 p.m. As you can see around me, there are many Muslim faithfuls who've reached here. It's only open for men, and there are many precautionaries that have been put in place in order to ensure that the mosque follows the COVID-19 guidelines. Like, for example, as you can see right here, there are people who are purchasing prayer mats because the mosque does not have any prayer mats like it usually was before. Everybody has to come with their own prayer mats. On this other side, you can see that there are actually places where you can wash your hands. There are sanitizers. People are being checked their temperature. And we've also been informed that this mosque, despite being able to handle 10,000 worshippers per one prayer, it is currently only serving 1,000 to 350 worshippers per prayer, and it's a first come to first basis. So anybody who comes here on time and is able to catch the prayer will be served and will be allowed to enter the mosque. So that is what is currently ongoing here. We can see so many worshippers who are happy, who are here, and it's a relief to many people who work in town, because being one of the hugest mosques, it is very much accessible and people can actually come and pray. So it is good news, and we will continue to inform you as things continue to unfold. Back to you, Linda.
Oh, good news indeed right there. We get more updates as promised by Zainab later. Now, the Ministry of Labour and Social Protection has linked the surge in number of street families to rapid urbanization across major towns and cities. CS Simon Chelguli, while opening an induction training for National Adoption Committee members in a Machakos hotel, said that the Adoption Committee, once in place, will form part of the mandatory judicial process, which is required to vet and appraise street children or families for necessary action. Chelguli revealed that Nairobi, Nakuru, Kisumu, Eldoret and Mombasa continue to bear the burden of highest number of street families.
You know, we have children who are either abandoned, we have orphan children, we have street families children, we have parents without children who may wish to adopt other children, and that requires a legal process. This committee we are inaugurating today is expected to vet and verify all the precedent or requirements, complying and following all our laws, the Constitution of Kenya, international convention, to ensure that any child who is adopted in Kenya is done legally and properly. So this committee will serve for 3 years, and they will be assisting. They are part of a judicial process, because all adoptions must go through a court process, and this committee recommendation is what the court will be looking for. Like what there is, having learned, gotten the reasons behind or pushing these children to the streets, we are now able to craft an approach to the society and to the communities, more so targeting the most prevalent, the counties with the highest numbers of street families.
And residents of Site and Service Estates in Naivasha woke up to mysterious death of one of them in the area. Willie Dennis Jerry reports from Naivasha.
Grief and agony in a display of dismay to the residents of Site and Service Estate here in Naivasha following the demise of one of the locals. Residents suspect that he died of liquor that has claimed many lives in the area.
Zile vitu zimevuguliwa ni ina spirit mingi. Sasa hatujui ni pombe gani inauzwa hali ama ni gani baya. Sasa inafaa serikali iangalie, itilie maanani juu sasa watu watakufa zaidi.
Those who met him before he met his death said that the deceased spent the night in the cold and efforts to bring him back to life were futile. His body was found halfway dressed.
Wanasema ati walimuona sijui akiwa uzi, mimi sijui. Hakuna kitu kubwa tumeona huko. Apart from viatu na ni kweli hapa hapo na viatu. So hatujasikia hizo vitu zingine unasikia unajua za kusikia.
Locals are now appealing to the government to close liquor joints in the area.
Ninaomba Rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, tafadhali fungulia vilabu, watu wakunywe hata kama kavi itafika saa 5 usiku, watu wakunywe pombe ya ustaarabu kuliko watu wanakunywa pombe kujificha wanajua pombe mbaya na ndio tunaona vifo kama hivi.
The body of the deceased has since been taken to the Naivasha Level 5 Hospital mortuary. Reporting for TV47 from Naivasha in Nakuru County, my name is Willie Dennis Njiro.
Our dental health doctors have raised concern over the increased number of patients visiting hospitals with dental problems during the COVID-19 pandemic. The doctors have attributed the numbers to poor eating habits and many people taking long to get medical help in hospitals. Dr. Scarlett Muhadia and Dr. Ongeti Wangwe, dental health specialists in Eldoret, say many of the patients coming to hospital right now are those who started experiencing the problems long ago but could not seek medical help. Let's take a look at that.
We have realized in the recent past, and we are addressing it in terms of oral health awareness and oral publicity about oral health.
So the parents and the people in custody of the children, the guardians, they need to be very keen in what the children eat. If they should avoid the sugary foods.
And as for a sad story, a man is alleged to have killed his wife in Nairobi's Mlango Kubwa estate due to a family dispute. Now, police officers took the body of the deceased as the alleged killer is now on the run.
Residents of Mlango Kubwa woke up to the alarming news of the demise of a business lady who was allegedly killed by her husband as a result of what the residents termed as family disputes. According to the neighbors, they heard noise coming from the house during the night, but no one went to check what was going on.
Sasa sisi tulisikia nduru na kuna mwenye anaweza toka juni usiku. Huku ni Mlango Kubwa, kuna giza imejaa. Ukitoka kusaidia mtu na uko na kitu na wetu unaibiwa.
Amemchinja na kisu, amechinja kuchinja na kisu. Kuchinja amechinja, mama amechinja na kisu. Hii shingo imebakia kidogo sana hapa. Na huku amedungwa na huku visu zingine huku kwa tumbo.
Kasim Karioki, a community policing officer, says the police were informed about the incident and they came to take the body of the deceased.
Hiyo habari iliweza kusikia asubuhi. Asubuhi nilipokuja hapa nikapata kuna umati na nyumba ilikuwa imefungwa. Baada ya hapo ndio niliweza kupigia OCS na askari waliweza kukuja mwendo wa saa 2:30 ambapo saa 3:30 ndio waliweza kumchukua.
The residents who condemned the killing further urged the government to take action against the accused, who is now on the run.
Hata huyo bwana yake mwenye amemfanya hiyo kitendo, Mungu popote alipo, serikali mchukulie hatua kali, kwa sababu watu wengi wamekuwa na hii tabia ya kuwa wakizaa watu wanauana kama wanyama. Na ningeomba Mungu asaidie wanadamu kujua uhai wa mtu si vizuri kuutoa.
Mohamed Ali, TV47, Nairobi.
Now, as part of the economic stimulus program during this pandemic, the Office of the Mandera Women Representative has launched market stalls for women in Kutulu Sub-County in Mandera South. Isadine Haji reports from Mandera.
As part of the economic stimulus program during this pandemic, the Office of Mandera Women Representative launched market stalls for women in Kutula Sub-County in Mandera South. In a bid to sustain women across the county economically, many market stalls such as this one are on the way for the various sub-counties in Mandera, as promised by the MP.
This stall should be given to the deserving group, and like women. And our women, in the majority of the places, women are now raising the kids alone. Women are single mothers. They are taking care of the children alone.
In a bid to extend the vision of the program, the youth and persons with disability in the county were given 7.5 million Kenya shillings to sustain them during these hard economic times. Numerous motorbikes were also distributed and water pumps given to various women groups who operate farms along the River Dawa banks.
If you look at this market, I'm sorry to say, I don't think you have such market in this county built by the county government. I don't think so. So with a little resource of the affirmative action, I think I've done my best.
The county has reported over 17 COVID-19 positive cases so far. Just like other counties within the country, the myth that the virus isn't lethal is rife and its presence denied.
Everywhere in the country, people are denying. People are saying there is no coronavirus. Coronavirus is real. It's killing people around across the world. So you have to be very, very careful. You have to put on mask. You have to wash your hands, and you have to keep social distancing.
Mandera County was the first in the region to be hit hard by the virus and one of the few counties in the entire nation to be under partial lockdown. As a result, the economic status of the county was derailed and many small businesses collapsed. Isadine Haji, TV47, Mandera County.
So Rwanda's two largest markets, Nyabugogo Market and the Nyarubegege City Market, have been put on a one-week lockdown effective yesterday, August 17th, as the government seeks to control a sudden spike in new infections in Kigali. Diana Ireza has the report.
Now here we are at the Nyarugenge market. As you can see, there's a total lockdown in this market. Now this decision comes after the government of Rwanda noticed that 253 people that were tested positive for COVID-19 on Friday came from these two markets, Nyarugenge market and Nyabugogo market. Of these, Kigali alone accounts for 219 cases. In a later dated August 16th, the city of Kigali said that those who operate in this market, especially those who sell perishables, will be given time to remove their stock and relocate to another market. It also continued to say that there is a poor attitude towards following the simple guidelines requiring one to frequently wash their hands, wear a mask and observe social distance.
These are big markets in the city of Kigali. If I say they are big markets, it means there is a very big number of people who come to sell their goods. There is a very big number of people who come to buy those things in these markets. So I don't think there is any other reason apart from them being big markets, and in places where they are big, there is a big number of people. In most cases, people do not take necessary preventive measures. So the people are told to put on face masks, but some of them don't put them. Even those who have put them, when they want to communicate to each other, they have a tendency to do like this. When they do this, in case someone is infected, it's very easy for the virus to go out.
The Rwanda National Police say that the measures of protecting oneself from COVID-19 should be different now than it was during the lockdown due to the influx of people. It also continued to say that almost all businesses are open. There are local leaders, volunteers, and other security personnel. There is a need to sit down and revise how these guidelines can be enforced collectively. I wasn't expecting the market lockdown, but due to the positive cases found in the nearest hotel, we were prepared to have the market closed. We have been following preventive measures. We wash our hands regularly. However, the markets are always crowded by all sorts of people. Of course, we are going to be affected by the closing of these markets. I can only afford to eat when I come to work in this market. I am also going to be affected because I have children to raise.
I have been highly affected by the closure of the market because I sell perishable goods. We were told many positive cases have been found in those areas, but honestly we were not told when exactly the markets would be closed.
Now, former United States First Lady Michelle Obama has said that Donald Trump is the wrong president